Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, is a melting pot for a very diverse culture of individuals from all walks of life. In the midst of diversity lies social and economic barriers that for some can prove to be crippling. The WBA Foundation recognizes the discrepancies in the D.C. metropolitan community that specifically affect women and young girls within the legal realm. With issues like help with domestic abuse, social service rules and regulations, and even sex trafficking, nonprofit funding provides a much-needed glimpse of hope for many in dire need of help.
And on behalf of the Foundation's board, I wanted to welcome all of you to the WBA's 9th Annual Grants Award Ceremony. You'll hear about all of our organizations, all of our grantees as we go throughout the program, but I think that you'll be impressed by the breadth of what they're doing across our community. Some of the organizations are very large, they're very well established, you may be familiar with them. Others are organizations that are smaller, that you may not be as familiar with, that may serve populations that have historically operated in the shadows. But all of them are filling unmet needs, impacting the women and girls in our communities.
Money is going to organizations that are directly serving people in need in our communities, our neighbors who we may not otherwise see, our neighbors who we may not otherwise think about, but who our grantees bring to our collective attention. And I really do think that the underlying motto of being on the foundation board is service.
We work primarily with survivors of sex trafficking. We were founded in 2013, so this is our 5th year of operation. And we were founded by a group of people that were very concerned about the issue of human trafficking here in DC. So one of the things that we really pride ourselves on at the Amara Legal Center is providing trauma-informed services. So what that means is we do our very best to understand that our clients have gone through a great amount of trauma, and then through that they may not have had very many opportunities to determine their own path in their life. They might have had other people telling them what they were going to do or where they were going to be. And so through our legal cases, what we try to do is put them in the driver's seat as much as possible. They get to make the determination on the next steps in their case, whenever that's possible.
I feel like the whole mission of our organization is to empower especially women, grandmothers that are taking on this major responsibility with really no gratitude or anybody noticing that they're doing it. They're just taking on this responsibility because they care about their family. And the whole idea of the organization is to empower them to understand, to have all the information before them with the education that they need to know what their legal rights are, what financial services are available, and then to represent them in court and empower them to get custody, legal custody of the children and provide a safe and stable home for them.
So I founded the Human Trafficking Legal Center in 2012 because I was a partner in a law firm and I discovered I wanted to do all pro bono all the time. But no law firm lets you do all pro bono all the time. Most people seem to think that trafficking only happens in other countries, but trafficking does happen in the United States, and not just sex trafficking, also labor trafficking. Much of the trafficking that we see in Washington, D.C. and Maryland and Virginia is forced labor.
First Shift was founded in late 2014, and our mission is to help women with families who are on low-income jobs to stay employed. I had heard about these issues that women have in the workplace when they have caregiving responsibilities, but to experience them firsthand was quite a shock as far as reality. And I worked in what I saw as a pretty worker-friendly workplace. And then I realized that at that place that I was working with low-income workers, that we were not serving those women.
Our mission is making justice real, both individually and systemically, for persons living in poverty within the district. I do what I do because I get strength from our clients. I see the struggle that they are up against every single day, and they are so incredibly strong. They're stronger than any of us at Legal Aid, and the fact that they're able to get up every day and move forward and try and seek safety, it gives me rejuvenation in the work that I do, and I feel like there's nothing else that I could do after seeing the impact that it can have in their lives, and then in turn in our lives.
I work at an organization called Bread for the City. We are a direct service, multi-service, holistic nonprofit. We provide medical and legal services, social services, and food to clients living with low income in Washington, D.C. We help our clients develop the power to determine their own lives. Funding like this helps that we have the ability to spend time with clients, to not really treat them like they're just another customer going through a service, but spending time with us and we spend time with them and make sure they have everything that they need to succeed. And I think having a reliable, stable funder who understands that work is crucial.
I think I've seen the impact in several different ways. Number one, just interacting with our grantees and hearing their stories and hearing about how our grants have been used for direct services, hearing the individual stories about clients that have been reached that may not otherwise have been reached, to hear about programs that may not otherwise have received funding that received funding, hearing about how our grantees wish to expand in certain areas that they may not have necessarily been able to expand into without the Foundation's assistance. I really do get moved by that.